Hello, hello. Welcome back to the mat, and welcome to the last of our shorter chakra practices. So we have reached the sahasrara crown chakra, located at the crown of the head. And this chakra is our gateway to universal consciousness. It's our gateway to the cosmos. So I like to think of it as sort of our little portal to connecting with the universe at large, and that is here at the crown of the head. So some themes around the crown chakra are trusting in your own sort of divinely guided path, right? So having faith in something greater than yourself, and this can be anything. So if it's whatever religion you ascribe to, believing in any higher power, if you don't have a religion you ascribe to, believing in the universe at large, simply believing in something greater than just ourselves and these sort of meat suits that we wear here during our time on the earth plane. So that is where we find that connection, is from the crown chakra. I will link to some blog posts in the description below, should you be looking to learn a little bit more about the crown chakra or about the chakras in general. So that will be in the description. And if you have not joined the online community, that link is also in the description below. Click there to come on in and join us. And if you'd like to support the channel and the making of more videos like these, I would encourage you to please come join us on Patreon. That link is also in the description below. All right, my friends, for today, I am going to recommend having 2 blocks handy. If you don't have blocks, you could use probably some sturdy books, maybe a couple larger cans. But if you've got 2 blocks, make sure you go ahead and grab your 2 blocks. Other than that, all you will need is your yoga mat. So go ahead and grab your props, unroll your mat, and we'll begin right here in a tall seat. All right, my friends, come on into your comfortable seat, whatever that looks like for you. And as you do, again, as we've done in all of these practices, feel yourself plug in through your sitting bones. So plug into the earth beneath you. Tune into that connection between yourself and the earth. And from that place of connection, from that place of steadiness and sturdiness, feel length travel up the spine. So you can sort of feel energy traveling all the way up, all the way to the crown of the head, connecting you to the cosmos. You can invite the eyelids to close here, hands resting wherever feels most comfortable. Feel this long line of energy traveling up through your body. And then you can bring a gentle awareness to the crown of the head. And you can envision a really bright violet in this space, really almost white color, sort of a shimmering, really light violet color in this space. And I personally like to visualize this color as sort of a portal that connects me to the universe at large. So connecting me to all that which is greater than just me. And it is through this connection that our ideas come to us, right? So those bursts of inspiration, the more we tap into this space, the more of those we tend to have. Take 2 more breaths here. Gentle awareness at the crown. And then gently opening the eyes. Come into a seated twist. You can choose to stay, if you're sitting on a block like I'm sitting on a block, you can choose to stay on it or to come down off of it. My arms are a little short, so it's easier for me to reach the earth if I come down off of it. We're going to come into a seated twist, and I'd really like you to think about, as you come into this twist, really rotating around the center line of the spine. So if you think about your chakra sort of stacking up from root to crown, you're going to find the twist rotating around that line of chakras, if that makes sense. Go ahead and lift the arms up high. So as you inhale, find length. As you exhale, twist to the right. So think about twisting from the belly, the ribs, the shoulders, staying really stacked above the center line. And then the left hand can come to the right knee and the right hand can come behind you. And then you can turn the head to look over the right shoulder. And then turning back to center, lifting the arms. Inhale, find length. Exhale, twist to the left. Belly, ribs, shoulders, really rotating along this center line. Right hand to the left knee, left hand behind you. And then the gaze can turn over the left shoulder. And then turning back to center. Beautiful. Go ahead and come into your tabletop position, hands and knees. And you can start to move through your cat-cows here. Inhaling to arch the spine, opening the heart, and exhaling to round, really puffing up the back. Take 2 more like this. Inhale. And exhale. 1 more. Inhale to arch. And exhale to round. Come on into a neutral spine. And then from here, you can take your right shin sort of out to the right a little bit and extend the left leg long behind you. Come onto the inside edge of the left foot. Maybe bring the sole of the left foot flat. And then the left arm is going to lift up high towards the sky. So you're in a side plank variation. And then go ahead and take the left arm and reach it all the way overhead towards the front of your mat. So feel for a nice long stretch all the way down the left side of the body. One more inhale. And then exhale, release left hand to the earth, left knee down. We'll come to the other side. So you can take the left shin out towards the left a little bit. Right leg goes back, come to the inside edge of the left foot. Maybe you can, or right foot, sorry. And maybe you can bring the sole of the right foot flat. And then lifting right arm up to the sky. And then taking the right arm overhead, big stretch down the right side. One more inhale. And then exhale, release right hand to the earth. Awesome. Make your way into downward facing dog. And then walking the feet up towards the top of your mat. As you inhale, lift halfway, lengthen spine. As you exhale, fold over the legs. Feel the crown of your head dropping towards the earth. So you can sort of envision like a magnet almost at the crown of your head. And it is magnetizing towards the earth beneath you. And as you inhale to lift halfway, think about leading with the crown of the head. So inhale, lift halfway, crown of the head leads forward, and then exhale as you fold. Inhale, lengthen, crown of the head leads. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, stay here, bring hands to hips. Keep a bend in the knees as you come to stand with a flat back. Awesome. And from here, finding your Tadasana mountain pose, big toes touching. We'll come into a Surya Namaskar A. I will lead you in one round, and then you will take one round on your own. Tap into your own sense of inner knowing, moving in a way that feels right for you. Here we go. Inhale, lift the arms up high. Exhale, hinge at the hips, fold over the legs. Inhale, lift halfway, lengthen spine. As you exhale, plant the palms and step back into plank pose. Take an inhale here. As you exhale, if chaturangas in your practice, feel free to come on into that. Otherwise, bring the knees to the earth and then gently lower the torso to the earth. As you inhale, lift the heart for cobra pose or upward facing dog. And as you exhale, take the hips back, downward facing dog. Taking a few breaths here. And then make your way to the top of your mat. Inhale, lift halfway, lengthen spine, lead with the crown of the head. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise to stand, flat back, lifts you up, arms left. And exhale, hands into heart. Tadasana mountain pose. Alrighty, here we go. One round, Surya Namaskar A on your own breath. Feel free to close the eyes if you'd like. Allow yourself to move from an intuitive place, right? So take the variation of Surya A that feels right in your body today. Here we go. You'll take about 3 breaths in your downward facing dog before finishing this round. We all meet back in Tadasana mountain pose. Once you arrive here in your Tadasana, invite the eyelids to close. Feel yourself root down through the feet and feel the crown of the head lengthening towards the sky. So almost as though you've got that magnet at the crown of the head and it's being magnetized towards the sky above you, and at the same time you're plugged into the earth. So finding a lot of length through the body. And then opening the eyes. Go ahead and locate your blocks and place them at the top of your mat, or maybe just in front of your mat. We're going to use them for a supported warrior 3, so it's nice to have them there and ready and waiting for you. From here, open your feet about hip width distance. So if you have the feet touching, you'll open them a little bit wider, and then you'll take your left leg way back, finding a high crescent lunge. And same as in our Tadasana mountain pose, you want to feel yourself root into the earth, really plug in, but at the same time feel length through the spine, feel the crown of the head being pulled up towards the sky. So that root to rise sensation, feel yourself plug into the earth and at the same time being pulled up by the crown of the head. And then from here, go ahead and lean the torso long over the right leg. Bring the hands onto your blocks and bring all the weight onto the right leg. Left leg extending long and back. So again, tap into the crown of the head and feel that the crown of the head is being pulled forward. The gaze is straight down. The left heel is pressing back as though you're pressing a wall away, and the left toes are pointing towards the earth. Keep the belly nice and active here in this pose. Now we're coming into a revolved half moon. So the left hand is going to stay right where it is on your block. Right hand can come onto your sacrum. As you inhale, find length. As you exhale, twist towards the right. So you're twisting towards the right leg. And then the right arm can lift to the sky. One more inhale. Exhale, take the right hand down, step the left foot next to the right. As you inhale, find length through the spine, and as you exhale, fold. Inhale, rise to stand, arms lift. Exhale, hands to heart. Feet come to hip width distance if they're not already, and then take the right foot way back. Again, finding that high crescent lunge. Again, feel yourself root down. And then rise through the spine, crown of the head being pulled towards the cosmos. And then lean the torso long over the left leg. Bring the hands down onto your blocks and bring all the weight onto the left leg. Right leg reaching long and back. So think about that same long line of energy that you've found in your mountain pose and your crescent lunge, rooting down through the feet and then length through the crown of the head. So you want to think about rooting down through the big toe mound of the left foot and finding that long line of energy from the right heel through the crown of the head. Keep the right hand exactly where it is. Bring left hand onto the low back. As you inhale, find a bit more length. As you exhale, rotate along that line of the chakras to your left. Maybe the left arm lifts. Revolved half moon. One more inhale. And as you exhale, left hand comes down, and then the right foot steps next to the left. Inhale, find length through the spine. Exhale as you fold. From here, bring hands to the earth, and then bring knees onto the earth. Come down to kneel. We're going to come into a camel pose, or a camel prep. If your floors are quite hard, you might want to fold your mat over to give you a bit more cushion. If you want to grab a blanket or a towel to place underneath your knees, you can as well. We're just going to come into one round of this camel pose, so we're not going to be here too long. You'll come up onto your knees, and you want to make sure that the knees are stacked right below your hip points, so not like outer hip distance, but where your like headlights are. And then you can tuck the toes under, and again, feel yourself root down through all the points of contact with the earth. So that'll be the toes that are tucked under, that'll be the knees, and then feel length traveling up the spine. So you want to think about sort of that length traveling up the front side of the body. So the pubic bone pulls up towards the navel, the lumbar spine lengthens, so the tailbone sort of lengthens towards the earth. And as we come into this camel, I want you to think about leading with the crown of the head. So the crown is being pulled up, and then slightly back, right? Go ahead and roll the shoulders back. Hands come onto the lower back. The fingertips can point down or up, whatever feels most comfortable. But think about magnetizing the elbows back towards one another. And then think about crown of the head lifting up, lifting so far up, and then slightly back. So you want this back bend to be happening really in the thoracic spine, more so than in the lumbar. And hands can stay right at the lower back. And then come back up to center. Untuck the toes. Have a seat on your feet. Hands in the lap. Invite the eyes to close. And from here, we will come into, you have a couple options. We're going to play with coming to or towards headstand, sahasrara. If you have any neck injuries that you're dealing with, or your neck just doesn't feel quite right, or you just simply don't want to come into headstand, you'll come into rabbit. So for rabbit, you want the legs together. You're going to start just like this, sitting on your heels. You're going to bring the crown of the head onto the earth right in front of your knees, and the hands are going to reach back for the heels. So you'll sort of roll down. Crown of the head comes onto the earth. You're holding the bottoms of the feet or the bottoms of your heels with the hands, and then you'll lift your seat up so that the crown of the head is directly on the earth. It's a big stretch in the back. It brings the head below the heart, so you're getting your inversion practice, and you're not putting too much pressure on the neck. So that is an option coming into rabbit pose if you do not want to come into headstand. If you are coming into headstand, you can come with me along the way, and you can stop at any of these steps along the way if you feel like you're at your edge. So go ahead and reach for the bottoms of your triceps. So really feel your fingertips sort of wrap around. And this is the distance you want in between your arms. You'll bring your elbows onto the earth and think as though you're super gluing them to the earth. So root down through the elbows here. Release the hands and interlace the fingers. I like to unwrap my pinkies so that one pinky comes in front of the other so they don't squish each other, if that makes sense. And then I let my palms open so I have a little bowl created with my hands. My thumbs are pointing up towards the sky. And this bowl is going to cradle the back of my head. From here, I like to keep the head lifted as you come into a dolphin pose. So you're going to lift the hips up high, just like your downward facing dog, but on your forearms. And you've got this little bowl in the hands just waiting for your head. Now you can stay right here. This is a beautiful place to build strength. You've got your head below the heart. You're here in your inversion. If you want to come further, you're going to walk the feet in towards the body and start to feel the hips stack above the shoulders. And when you can't go any further, then you bring the crown of the head. So you're going to be looking back towards your feet. Bring the crown of the head onto the earth. The hands are going to cradle the back of the head. And you can stay right here. So no need to go any further. If you want to go further, if you're feeling the hips stack over shoulders, you can bring one leg in to the belly and then maybe the other. And you can stay here with the legs tucked in. If that feels okay, you can extend the legs up to the sky. So you can always stop at any step along the way. If you are here in your headstand, you want 90% of the weight on the arms, 10% on the head. So really very little pressure on the head. And when you feel ready to come down, you'll bring knees in towards the chest, extend them towards the earth. Bringing the knees back down. And we will all meet in a child's pose. For this child's pose, go ahead and stack one fist on top of the other and bring your forehead down onto the fists. You can sort of gently turn the head side to side as you release that pose. And then from here, go ahead and come onto your back. And once you arrive on your back, hug your knees in towards your chest, giving them a squeeze. And then come on into a happy baby. So feet extend towards the sky, taking hold of the inside or outside edges of the feet, pulling them towards the earth. Maybe finding a gentle rock side to side here. And as always, if there are any final movements that your body is craving before we find stillness in a brief shavasana, feel free to take whatever that is now. You can pause the video and take whatever that is. And if you're ready for shavasana, you'll go ahead and extend your legs long, releasing the arms by the sides of the body with the palms turned up towards the sky. Taking a big breath in, filling up. And opening the mouth to let that go. Allow yourself to fully surrender here. with a gentle awareness at the crown of the head, your portal to the universe, your connection to universal consciousness. Allow yourself to surrender to that space, allowing any inspiration or notes from the universe to sort of drop in. And if you have more time, please do stay here in your shavasana. Otherwise, start to bring gentle movement back into your body. And turn the head gently side to side. Extend the arms long overhead and take a long stretch. And bring your feet flat onto your mat. Turn onto the side of your choice. Using the top hand to help press you up, make your way into a comfortable seat. And once again, feel yourself plug in through your sitting bones, length traveling through the spine, coming all the way up to the crown of the head, connecting you to universal consciousness. And bringing the palms to touch at heart center and bowing the head gently towards the hands. Thank you so much for allowing me to lead you in this practice today. Namaste. Thank you so much, yogis, for joining me here in this crown chakra practice and throughout this chakra journey. If you want to read more about the chakras, I've got some blog posts in the description below. Also in the description is a link to join our online community, as well as a link to the Patreon page if you are interested in supporting the channel. I will meet you right back here on the mat next time.